There is a kind of silence that doesn't come from peace. It comes from denial. That silence when you know what is right, but the world around you keeps echoing, take the easier way. That silence when you have chosen the other, the slower path, not because it feels good, but because it feels true. That silence sometimes feels lonely. You're welcome to the Voice Podcast, and in this episode, we'll continue our journey on the paths of denial. And this time, we're exploring when denial feels lonely. Because let's be honest, when you choose denial, when you choose to let go of certain habits, certain friendships, certain pleasures, or shortcuts, it's like the space, the valley in between what once defined you and what you want to embrace. And people would not always understand. You will notice the crowd thinning. You would feel unseen. You might even question if the denial, if the sacrifice is worth it. But here's something I've learned. Loneliness on the part of denial is not absence. There's preparation. It's the place where your convictions are refined, where your motives are purified, where you begin to distinguish between noise and purpose. Every person who has ever done anything meaningful has walked through this kind of loneliness. Think of it. Moses was lonely before he led Israel. David was lonely before he faced Goliath. Jesus went into the wilderness before his public ministry. Even purpose goes through isolation before manifestation. So if you find yourself in a season where the path of denial feels lonely, don't mistake loneliness for abandonment. You're not being left behind. You're being set apart. You see, the crowd celebrates what they see, but what they cannot see is the discipline behind your decision. They don't see the nights you wrestle with doubt and still choose integrity. They don't see the dreams you put on hold so that you can grow the character to sustain them. They don't see you saying no when everything in you wants to say yes. And that's the quiet work of greatness. The unseen, lonely work of becoming the kind of person whose yes would mean something later. That's the quiet work of greatness. The unseen, lonely work of becoming the kind of person whose yes would mean something later. Sometimes denial is not about saying no to bad things. It's about saying not yet to good things. Because even good things can destroy you if they come too soon. The lonely seasons of denial are God's way of slowing you down so that you can grow deep roots before you grow wild branches. And yes, it hurts. It hurts when people misunderstand your restraints. It hurts when people do not understand the path you're going on. It hurts when your principles cost you relationships, opportunities, validation. It's truly hurt because the pain of denial today becomes the strength of destiny tomorrow. So you may feel alone, but remember, the silence of now is making room for the applause of later. You're not losing time, you're investing it. So if you're walking this lonely path, the path of denial, I just come to encourage you. You're in good company. Every legend, every reformer, every visionary once walked it too. Don't rush the silence. Don't despise the emptiness. Don't quit before the fruit appears. Because this path, though narrow, quiet, and often misunderstood, it leads to freedom. And when the world finally sees the version of you that was shaped in secret, they'll call it grace. And you will know it was denial. It was discipline. It was you choosing purpose over pleasure and meaning over comfort. So keep walking. Even when the denial feels lonely, remember you're not alone. You're growing, you're becoming, and you're getting ready for what's next. Thank you for listening to The Voice. If this spoke to your heart, share with someone who is walking through their own quiet season of denial. And remember, sometimes the hardest paths lead to the most beautiful destinations. Once again, my name is Daniel Oludare.